Satan is coming to make war against those people so that if you've been baptized, you've been filled with the Spirit, and you lose your fear and you stand up and testify and give witness to the things that you know that's reality, and you walk with a pure heart and in truth. And when people confront you about it, when people try to attack you, when people try to persecute you or whatever, you just drop the truth. Like, I don't care how you feel. I mean, this is the truth. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yo, when them cats ask me about Christmas, I'm like, y'all don't want to know that. They're like, no, we want to know. I'm like, y'all sure y'all want to know? Yeah, we want to know. I'm like, y'all got a minute? Yeah, go ahead. I'm going through this, I'm going through that. By the time I was finished, I was like, and that's why I don't worship Satan. I'm not going to worship Satan. I'm just not going to do that. And I'm not going to tell my kids to do that. Sorry about that. They're like, no, no, I mean, that's kind of deep, I mean, makes a lot of sense. Oh. And one dude was like a pastor, and he started saying stuff like, well, I mean, we feed a lot of people during this time of year, and so on, so. Yeah, I said, let me show you something, Jeremiah the 10th chapter. So I went through the Jeremiah the 10th chapter, and I said, so basically, you setting up a false god, and then you come in and saying, here, bring your gifts and place it under the tree, and then you start singing, oh, Christmas tree, oh, I drown. I made it real dramatic, too. I was like, man, I'm just not going to worship Satan. I just refuse to do that. All right, y'all. So I'm going to go ahead and it's good talking to y'all. What was me? What was me? Who would deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famines and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. So it's like basically the Most High is whipping the world's behind by unleashing Satan on the earth, casting him out and sending him down here to cause a time of trouble such as never was nor ever will be. He says, but for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor always be mindful of the scourges. So it's just like, 20 kids got killed. Well, that's horrible. How could this in what was it? They blew up the levees and, the earthquake. What was it? Hurricane Katrina. It was horrible. This is horrible. And, but ain't nobody think about that. Sacrifice 3,000 souls in the towers. Nobody think about that. All kinds of things. So it says they're not going to turn from their wickedness, nor always be mindful of the tragedies that come down. He says, behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. And the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them. For the earth shall be wasted, and the cities shall be cast down. There shall be no man left to till the earth and to sow it. The trees shall give fruit, and who shall gather them? The grapes shall ripen, and who shall tread them? For all places shall be desolate of men, so that one man shall desire to see another and to hear his voice. For of a city there shall be 10 left, and 2 of the field, which shall hide themselves in the thick groves and in the clefts of the rocks. As in an orchard of olives, upon every tree there are left 3 or 4 olives, or when a vineyard is gathered, there are left some clusters of them that diligently seek through the vineyard. Even so, in those days there shall be 3 or 4 left by them that search their houses with the sword. and the earth shall be laid waste. The fields thereof shall wax old, and her ways and all her paths shall grow full of thorns, because no man shall travel there through. So it's saying how it looked in what was that John? I Am Legend. You know how ain't nobody take care of nothing. This stuff growing out. You see animals running through Manhattan and all kinds of stuff. Ain't nobody there.
Like The Road.
Like what?
That movie, The Road.
Oh yeah, The Road. Yeah, with the boy and the son.
Yeah, on that vibe, like on some old Book of Eli, all that. So he says, the virgins shall mourn, having no bridegroom. The women shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. In the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed. Their husbands shall perish of famine. Hear now these things and understand them, ye servants of the Lord. So now he's talking to those, not people that believe, people that's laying down their lives serving the Most High. He's like, y'all need to hear what I'm saying. Behold the word of the Lord and receive it. Behold the word of the Lord, receive it. So immerse yourself in the word and receive what it's saying. Believe not the gods of whom the Lord spake. All these false gods that they've been worshiping since the time of Nimrod, all the way through the Babylonian Empire, Medo-Persian Empire, Alexander the Great's Empire, Roman Empire, all the same gods. Marduk, Baal, names just been changed, same gods. Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack, as when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb, which pains, when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrows shall come upon it on every side. So it's that trouble, that time of trouble, that sorrows, and he's likening it to birth pains. They're going to get closer and closer together, and then when the earth go into labor, it's going to be like every 2 minutes, all over the planet, just horribleness is going to be taking place, and it ain't going to stop till Christ come back and deliver us. You know, from Revelations, the 9th chapter, talk about the hordes of demonic beings coming from the bottomless pit, tormenting people, from the Leviathan, the Behemoth, you know, to the specters and shittims, the demonic beings. All that's going to be happening at the same time, along with it's a spirit going to be on everybody that's not in Christ to be killing each other, and anything is going to be on some crazy zombie mess. So it's going to be horrible. So the question was, how do we prepare for all that? He's going to tell you. He says, behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack, as when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb, which pains, when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. So it ain't no fleeing out of America, which ain't Babylon. It ain't no fleeing, going no place, because it's going to be happening all over the earth at the same time. He says, "O my people, hear my word. Make you ready to the battle." So he's going to tell us, this is how you make yourself ready for this battle, because the battle going to be for your soul. That's what the battle going to be. It ain't going to be worrying about shooting no people. You're going to be dealing with spiritual, a manifestation of evil so horrible the world has never known. It says, "Oh my people, hear my word, make you ready to thy battle," because each one of us is going to be tested during this time. The Most High got a special test for each and every one of us that if we want to be down with Christ, we're going to have to pass. So he says, O my people, hear my word, make you rich with our battles, and in those evils be ill even as pilgrims upon the earth.